Does Brandon Aiyuk have leverage over the 49ers in this situation? He wants money. They want to pay him less. Talking about a trade. I don't know. What can he realistically do here?
Well, in the spirit of R&B singing, no, 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 no. He does not have any leverage, bro. Right now, Brandon Aiyuk is I mean, he's just going to kick up dust. His agent is going to, they're going to go out and talk to who they want to. They're going to talk about the relationships that they seemingly have with all of these clandestine teams. But at the end of the day, you got to stick to the money. And the money says that Brandon Aiyuk is under contract for $14 million this year. The Niners can literally not do anything, and he has to show up and report and play. So that's one thing. Secondly, even if he was to play this year, they can still franchise tag him next year. So he's a solid 24 months away from being able to make any type of decision. Now, we could hurt ourselves by having such a bad situation with trying to get this guy paid that by the time he is ready to go, then he's as good as gone. He's walking out of the door. And I think that's really what the song and dance is right now between Brandon Aiyuk and the organization. It's they still want to hold on to his assets and understand that if and when there is a time to move him, they need to be able to understand what they want to move him for. But at the same time, on the back end, they still want to keep this conversation going. So, eventually we can get a deal done, preferably before camp. But all of the reaching out to Mike Tomlin, like that was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I will tell you this, it's not a good look. Optically, going back into the building, what you did on an offseason, that's a little chirpy. But outside of like them sitting down,
it's not something DeForest Buckner would do or Nick Bosa would do. It just comes across a little immature.
Yeah. So it is a little childish. And really it's a little surprising because I didn't think we would see that out of BA. But at the same time, he does want to make it known that he's not happy in his position on the team. He's not. And again, I can understand where the organization stands and what's good for them, which is they're well within their right. I mean, they are the sun. We're all on their orbit. But you got to be able to understand that because everybody is remarkably leveraged in doing business in the NFL, when you do get a chance to kind of state your claim, you can't let that go whatsoever. And I feel as though that is BA in a sense kind of exercising his spiritual right to say like, yo, if and when it's time for us to really have this conversation, don't think that you're going to have a sympathetic ear. We're going to really be talking turkey. So that's how I see it.
The Niners definitely could take a hard line with Aiyuk and say, you have no leverage. You're under contract. We can franchise tag you for less than you're asking in 2025. Like, we got you. So you want to hold out, then we're going to fine you. And then you're going to show up and play football. And if you don't like us, good. Doesn't matter. They could do all that. It's just that they haven't really moved that way with top level players. I mean, we all remember what happened with DeForest Buckner, who asked for more money than the Niners thought he was worth. He wanted more than $20 million a year. He felt like he needed that to be validated. And the Niners felt that was like a non-negotiable. They're not going that high for anyone who's not Aaron Donald. So instead of taking a hard line with Buckner, they could have done that. They got an offer they liked in the trade. I forget who they traded with. No, the Colts. They liked. I mean, even though they drafted Buckner with the 7th pick and he improved, they traded him for the 13th pick.
13th overall pick, yeah.
And they were cool with that. And they said we'd rather not go to war essentially with DeForest Buckner and have a bitter relationship with one of our players. We're a player-friendly organization, and we don't want to alienate other players who are going to make a lot of money and probably scout agents who are looking at how we do business. So we're going to do right by DeForest Buckner, move on. So the fact that they did that once makes me wonder if they would do it again if Brandon Aiyuk says, I got to make whatever it is. I to be validated, I need $27 million a year. End of story. And then I was like, we are going to offer you more than 24. I don't know.
I mean, but okay, so I definitely understand that. And, from where BA stands, you can't be mad at what he's asking for right now. But however, he can cut off his nose to spite his face. right? If he puts up such a fuss that the relationship is just, completely broken by even trying to keep him, the Niners could definitely just franchise him. And then what happens when you get franchised is that that's your market rate now. That's how much you're worth. And now when you're going out here trying to cross the delta at 5 million per, trying to get up to 27 or 26 when you're sitting at 21, that's a whole nother ball game for a whole team to just take you on that way. You're leveraged in a sense. So I understand that BA doesn't want to get I don't know, like little Boyd in a sense, like homie, in a sense, the Niners have a way of putting their players up under the wing. Like, look, hometown discount, look out for me. But I will say this. It's everybody knows this. You ain't supposed to count nobody's pockets, especially in real life. But we all know that this is the biggest lie of all time. Everybody's counting everybody's pockets. And if I'm Brandon Aiyuk and his family or his agent or his support system, I'm looking at the Niners like, dude, they are completely compromised with who they like and who they want to pay that's closest to the agenda. You need to get everything that these boys owe you, 100%. Do not sit back. Go get your money. Get paid. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to go get it.
Jasmine Testamark says, Coach, don't sing nothing by Keith Sweat. I'm at work. You're going to make me ...
Hey, chill out. Chill.
Coach got a voice.
Thank you, Jasmine.
So, Brandon, I think you got more leverage than Coach does. I think if you want exactly what the market says you're going to get and you hold out, they might trade. Well, here's the thing. It takes a team giving the Niners an offer they want. So the Colts came through and gave the Niners the 13th pick for Buckner. They like that. Mm-hmm. What would the Niners be cool? I feel like if they got the 20th pick from the Steelers plus some change, I think they'd be cool with that. Am I wrong? Now, and that's only if they feel that Aiyuk's going to take a hard line in these negotiations. Maybe they feel he'll budge.
I don't know, Grant. I almost feel like, because this isn't usual correspondence that we get from BA, right? He's not necessarily going out there always reaching out to the public. And when he does reach out, it's for a purpose. Mm-hmm. I just feel like he sat back long enough to kind of watch this regime, right? And mm-hmm. It was already in place before he got here. And I feel the attitude, the energy that I get from Brandon Aiyuk is that I'm not to be played with. Y'all gonna pay me. Y'all are gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem with leaving and rolling out.